Hey, Bulls and Bears. It's Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. Kind of a quick news roundup for you this morning. We're going to talk about the debt ceiling debacle. It's really not a debacle. We'll talk about that here in a minute. We're going to talk about what may unfold in the debt ceiling debate and how much worse things are likely to get and where we go from here. But let's start right here. This is out of CNBC. And we told you that this would happen. No one should be surprised by this. House passes bill to avoid government shutdown, suspend the debt limit, but it faces Senate roadblocks with deadlines near. Now, even if the Senate rejects this, they may try to throw a monkey wrench in there for maybe political gain. But either way, they're going to be the ones to get the blame. And even if they do reject the suspension of the debt ceiling, there's always other emergency measures that can be implemented at the stroke of a pen to continue to allow the debt to increase, never ending debt increases. Can you imagine if you had a line of credit or credit card, what have you, and the debt limit never ended? You could spend as much as you want. And as soon as you get to the limit, if there was a limit, you could just have it increased again as long as you're making the minimum payment. And even if you're not making the minimum payment, they're still going to increase it. So of course they're going to increase it. But here's just a few words on what would happen if they didn't increase it. I'm not saying they're not going to increase it. I think they will. But economists warn of financial chaos if Congress fails to raise the debt ceiling. And this article continues, there's a reason Congress has voted to raise or to suspend the debt ceiling 78 times since 1960. Lawmakers agree failing to do so would trigger an economic catastrophe. Treasury Secretary Yellen has been warning Congress for months that the U.S. would default for the first time in the nation's history if the debt ceiling isn't eliminated or if it isn't increased. Now, the research director at Economic Policy Institute, Josh Bivens, said, quote, it would directly impact hundreds of millions of people really quickly. People could lose their health care. Just think about all of the things that are funded by this endless money machine. Medicare, Medicaid, people won't get to have their procedures done. No health care. Social Security benefits would stop getting paid out. They told you the money was there. Wrong. If they don't raise the debt ceiling, no monthly checks for the retired people getting Social Security. But this article continues. Since the country has never failed to raise the debt ceiling, there's no way of knowing which programs would go without funding. Folks, again, I'm not saying that this is not going to be passed, because why would the people that are left to vote on this, why would they want to be the cause of such financial catastrophe? Doesn't make any sense, right? So my question is, why even have the vote? Why is it even out there? Why are they even pretending that this is going to happen? Well, I think they want you in fear, and they want you to know that maybe your life or maybe someone that you know, their life is in the hands of these policymakers. Right? What would happen to the tens of millions of people on Social Security if the checks stopped going out? How many people wouldn't make it? Maybe 100 million, maybe more. The crime would increase so much because of so many desperate people that even the people that are still getting their monthly payments would still be most likely in a lot of danger and in big trouble. All right, let's shift gears a little bit here out of this article right here out of BBC. Inflation to remain higher for 2 years, warns OECD. So what happened to transitory inflation? You mean the people that are paid to tell us what's going on with the economy, they were wrong? Oh my goodness, I'm in shock right now. The people that are paid millions of dollars to steer the economy and tell us what's going on with the financial system were wrong. It's not transitory. And OECD, that's the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. That's who's saying this. Folks, at the end of the day, this chart sums it up pretty well. This is the M1 money stock. Look at all of the money printing, and this goes back 60 years, all the way back to about 1960. And ask yourself, has your income increased, like this chart shows that the money printing has increased. Now, there seems to be still a small percentage of people out there that I see in comments that are saying, JJ predicted a market collapse. He predicted everything was going to crash. No, I never predicted that. So it sounds like not many, but some of you are not listening to the programs. You might be reading the headlines and then going down into comments, but you're not listening to this. The collapse is not in the markets, it's in your purchasing power. Right? There's no way they're not going to raise the debt ceiling and cause a collapse. It's going to be more printing, never-ending increases to the debt ceiling. Right? 2008 was completely different than what we're seeing today. Markets, banks have been guaranteed never-ending support, guaranteed never-ending bailouts, guaranteed the ability to loan endless amounts of money without any repercussions. And in fact, not just not having any repercussions, but the people at the tops of these companies making millions and actually billions of dollars. So if you want to talk about collapses, yes, there's a collapse, and it's a collapse of your purchasing power. As we see manufacturing continuing to suffer, small businesses continue to suffer and close down. People that don't want to work for a lot of reasons. We've talked about many of the different reasons. But another big one is people are being given ultimatums as far as being able to keep their jobs. All right, so most of you know what's happening, but to the 1 or 2% of you, please watch the videos and listen to the information, because I don't want to see you, get caught up in this financial game, this economic system that's designed to benefit the people at the top and break and tear down the working class, the poor and the middle class, both. All right, everybody, gonna wrap it up for now. Stay well, stay safe, keep stacking, stay prepared. Until next time, stay positive and stay aware. Bye for now. Peace.